Okay, the last time we are talking about the oil part and exhaust gas boiler. So in our previous topic, we talked also about the parts of the boiler is the main burner as well the pilot burner. But today we will talk now regarding about the proper maintenance of the auxiliary boiler as well the main engine exhaust gas economizer tubes and proper cleaning as well the proper maintenance. No? And also we're going to troubleshoot the common problem mostly on the vessel. So what are the common problems on the vessel? So you can notice here we have what we call our diagram, the auxiliary part boiler, and the right side is the economizer. So you can notice that from the inspection tank, what we call the casket tank, go to the feed water tank. Then by means of feed water pump, this feed water pump will supply to the economizer. Then the flow will go to the auxiliary boiler. So meaning this feed pump will supply the fresh water going to the economizer as well the auxiliary boiler tubes. So what happened if the water is already in the boiler tubes as well in the economizer tubes? So by means of firing of the main burner and pilot burner by means of low and high combustion during ignition, so the water and the boiler tube expand and generate with high pressure and high temperature and create steam with the highest temperature. This temperature will flow exit to the main valve going to the consumer like deck steam, accommodation steam, steam process, and also other steam will go to different kinds of tanks, heaters as well, also in the shower in the cabin. So what happened? The water also go to the economizer tubes. So during import condition, the auxiliary boiler run and running with a good condition. But if it is in the navigation, the auxiliary boiler will be automatically stopped while the economizer will continue running because the main engine is running with a high speed with a high RPM. So the exhaust gases of the main engine flow to the evaporator section 1 and 2 and also to the economizer. So the economizer tubes contact with the exhaust gases which create with the high pressure and high temperature which also supply to the consumers. Okay, that is a diagram of the what you call the auxiliary boiler as well the exhaust gas economizer. So next, here is the report of the equipment trouble. Take note that you are going to study this because this is the future marine engineering. This is the report of mine. You can see that the chief engineer that is Chief Engineer Gubatayao and also the master of the Captain Santa Cruz is also a graduate of Philippine Merchant Maritime Academy. So we have been together that when we are in the bulk vessel. So our auxiliary boiler, there is what you call the problem. The problem that the boiler does not generate steam with a high pressure. So what are the corrective measures that we're going to do? So what the corrective measure that going by the engineer is you can see in my report. After that, you can see that the trouble could not build up the maximum steam pressure. So what is the causes? Because of the lack of maintenance. So the corrective action of the engine personnel, first we are going to stop the auxiliary boiler. The second is to pull up the main burner and expected the clean pilot burner and low and high combustion atomizer. And third, open boiler burner entrance manhole in accumulated of soot and also cleansed by air blowing of boiler water side. And number 4, open boiler exhaust gas outlet, cover and remove soot. And number 5, also the open of exhaust economizer manhole and clean and also remove soot. So what happened? The result, meaning the problem and the trouble rectified. So after that, the auxiliary fired boiler found out that steam build up in a normal to the maximum pressure. So this is the procedure. First, we have to stop the auxiliary boiler. You can see the number 1. There is a post bottom red color. Then the letter M color, meaning that is the manual mode, and while the other is auto mode. Be sure that you put in manual and off position, meaning there is also no indicating light, meaning that the auxiliary boiler and stop condition. Because if you conduct or carried out maintenance during inspection, during maintenance, if the boiler is firing, there is possibility that will lose your life. Okay, next is the corrective action of the engine personnel is also to, you can see that there is a burner, there is a low and high atomizer high combustion that they're going to also to pull out and clean the atomizer and also check the electrode if there is a current flow during ignition. So that's very important during maintenance. You have to clean accumulated carbon deposit here and the atomizer, also here in the swirler. That is the part of the what we call the auxiliary pilot burner and the main burner. So what are the other corrective action? Also, you have to open the boiler entrance manhole and accumulated soot, and also clean by air blowing. You can notice that there is deep bundles of tubes inside the boilers. So next corrective action is to open also the exhaust gas manhole. You can notice here there is a manhole. Then after that, this inside the part of this economizer manhole, there is also accumulated of carbon deposit. Next is also another corrective action is the clean auxiliary boiler tubes. So after that, you can notice after the cleaning, we can find out that the steam build up in normal to maximum pressure and the steam pressure rise up, meaning the problem rectified. You can notice here, and the left side is the boiler tubes is the very dirty, accumulated of the carbon. After cleaning, you can notice the boiler tubes is already clean, meaning if there is accumulation of carbon deposit and auxiliary boiler tubes as well the economizer tubes, meaning there is no possibility that your steam pressure will not raise up. So another one here in the exhaust gas economizer, you can notice here in the red color, this is the manhole. Then after you open, you can notice here this side is look the economizer tubes. If you're cleaning actual here by means of blowing the water, so the water will flow and going back to the bilges. So that's how to maintain the economizer tubes as well the boiler to order to maintain the auxiliary boiler. After that, you can rectify it. So that's a very good experience someday if you will on board as an engine cadet and also for the future marine engineering.